Виноградную косточку в теплую землю зарою, и лозу поцелую, и спелые гроздья сорву, и друзей созову, на любовь свое сердце настрою. А иначе зачем на земле этой вечной живу?
Сегодня количество накапливающихся
Today, the amount of waste heaping on our planet increases day by day. For example, the negative benefit of a single Belarusian citizen is from 200 up to 300 kilos a year. It is a serious threat to mice and men on our planet and to Mother Earth as well. Huge amount of chemical and synthetic waste predetermine the phenomenon of one of the worst enemies, persistent organic pollutants, or so-called POPs.
так называемых СОЗов.
Huge amount of chemical and synthetic waste predetermines the phenomenon of one of the worst enemies, persistent organic pollutants, also called POPs. Certainly, step by step, the man learns how to dispose of produced waste and develops different landfilling, recycling and waste disposal methods. Still, the waste builds up, making us, strange as it may seem, more and more off guard. Let us remember why these POPs dropped from the clouds.
Первая половина прошлого века.
There's the first half of the previous century. Against the swift growth of population of the planet, inveterate problems that people couldn't solve for ages got worse. A lot of countries are epidemic-stricken. Malaria, jungle fever and typhus take a heavy million toll of human lives every year. Farming suffers from insect pests. Slowly but surely, famine and industrial and social crises were hanging about.
Промышленный и социальный кризис. Решение выхода из кризиса пришло из области знаний.
The solution was found in the area of science. Chemistry was the salvation. Later, it was called chemical revolution. Within a few decades, there appeared new materials exhibiting few ever seen properties. They are called non-natural substance. For the last 60 years of the 20th century, the total amount of world synthetic material production grew from 150,000 to 150 million tons.
Сегодня они повсюду, в тяжелой и
They are
легкой
everywhere today,
в
in
энергетике,
heavy and consumer goods
сельском
industry,
хозяйстве и
energy
здравоохранении.
engineering and transport,
А это
and agriculture and public health service.
посуда, бытовая
These are
техника,
clothes,
эффективные
shoes,
медицинские препараты.
furniture,
Это
dinnerwares,
гербициды,
household appliances and effective healthcare products. It includes herbicides, pesticides and all sorts of other chemical substances without which we cannot imagine our modern life.
Были решены проблемы многих эпидемий и эпизоотий.
The problem of epidemics and epizootics were solved long ago. For example, 3 million people died of malaria in India in 1948, but not a single person in 1965. 1 million people were infected with malaria in Greece in 1938, and 20 years later there were just 1,200 people. Having found an effective weapon to fight insects, agriculture started its steady development. But today, we have to admit that what was an escape for one generation can turn into a tragedy for the coming generations.
Ведь как образуются эти самые стойкие
How
органические
do these persistent organic pollutants appear at present? First of all, this is unutilized chemical waste, infamous multicide, different sorts of pesticides and other stuff. Besides, what does us a great favor, so to say, is fire. together with our ignorance. Turning fire, this princely gift of Prometheus, into a good friend is not enough for the man. Even turning fire into a destructive force is not enough. The man fondly believes that he burns a plastic bottle in the fire for a good cause. He has no idea that under high temperature stress, or in other words, while burning, roofing felt fragments, plastic and other waste of synthetic origin give off these invisible killers, persistent organic pollutants. We inhale them into our body where they build up. They get into the soil, plants and animals. They slowly kill all flesh, leaving no chance for safe future.
Никаких надежд на безопасное будущее. Много делается сегодня для того, чтобы защитить завтрашний.
We do a lot to protect tomorrow of the man, nature and earth. So Belarus does its part too. The Small Grants Program, World Bank, Ministry of Natural Resources and different public associations, including Ecomir, private joint stock company, have made a lot of efforts to reduce, or at least to put an end to the adverse impact of persistent organic pollutants on environment in general and on human and planet's health in particular.
Понятно, что правительственные органы Республики Беларусь, которая присоединилась к Стокгольмской
It is obvious that the government authorities of the Republic of Belarus that joined the Stockholm Convention on the 26th of December 2003 take all necessary steps to implement the provisions of the convention. The state solves ambitious strategic goals, but what can we do, each of us, to save not only today, but also our future? Can you remember how many times you dropped plastic bottles? And how many cigarette stubs did you throw out of the window of your car? How many times did you burn rubbish together with wrapping, plastic bottles, roofing felt pieces and other junk? Where do you keep your household chemicals? Don't you pay attention when your car smokes badly? Certainly, you have never thought or even learned that some POPs are emitted inadvertently, for example, because of combustion processes, or when you spill a chemical that is your cheerful helper at home. Somebody can object that it is just a drop in the ocean of organic pollutants discharged by industries, power stations and farming. But who can be sure that this drop will not turn into the last one?
Итак, пришло время задуматься.
So it is time to think hard. So it is time to react. It is time not only to fight for, but to save our health, our relatives and friends' health, and what is more important, our yet unborn grandchildren and the whole nation. We have learned to fly in the skies like birds. We have learned to swim on the ocean like fish. Now it's time we learn to live on the earth as people. Because the principal formula on our planet is the formula of health and environmental friendliness to the future of our nice planet Earth. Save yourself, people.
И когда заколубится закат по углам залетая, пусть опять и опять предо мной проплывут наяву белый буйвол, синий орел и форель золотая. А иначе зачем на земле этой вечной живу? Thank